Back up, jump back up, move forward.
No,
What do you
you're
want?
good. You look good.
Yeah. Mike Ricci. I'm a professional fighter, mixed martial arts. I got into self-defense and working hard, I kept getting better and got to the level where I could compete. So I followed through with it. It's got to come from a drive, right? You got to have ambition, motivation. So when I decided it's going to be my career, I treated it the way anybody would treat their career, right? Even their school career. So whatever someone's into, they have to have that drive inside. And I had it, and I kept it throughout my fighting, and that's what made me improve and get the recognition I got. A lot of sacrifices, right? Not being able to go out, hang out with friends, working out endless hours, a lot of physical pain. But so yeah, the sacrifices, there's a long list. I think it was mentally, like getting into a mindset of fighting. It's a hard thing to do. So that was the toughest sacrifice. Moving away from being the everyday person and getting into like a fighter mindset. It was a very tough thing to do. So sacrificing my peace a little bit was probably the hardest thing. Once you're inside, I mean, the training kind of takes over. You're on autopilot. You're fighting and you're trying to figure out what's happening in front of you, and you're breaking your opponent down. So you're very, very present, right? There's no thoughts about what's going on outside the cage or what happened that day or a year ago. So that's what's going on at that point, physical work and mental capacity all at the same time. People always say like the reaction is the best, like being cerebral and thinking about it could slow you down, but it's a bit of both, right? Like when guys are circling each other, they're thinking, right? They're sizing each other up. And then once they get engaged, it's usually reaction. I have had a couple small surgeries, nothing too big. But injuries, everyday injuries. You wake up in the morning, something always hurts. For your finger, your toe, your ankle, your shoulder, your neck, there's always something. You're never like injury-free in fighting. A lot of stretching and good warm-up, Sometimes it takes Advil. Sometimes I get up in the morning, I'll have to take a couple Advils, let that set in before training. But sometimes you got to know when to call it quits too. Like, I'm too injured. If I keep pushing, it's going to get worse. So it's like a balancing act. So the difference between winning and losing, I mean, as far as drive goes, it didn't really affect me too much. I never lost a fight and felt like, oh, I got to quit, And same with the win. I just think it's a different experience. You finish your loss and you're even hungrier to get back in, I feel like. And you hear people say like, oh, you either win or you learn. And it sounds kind of corny, but it's true. When you lose, you feel like you learn so much. You're like, oh my God, this is why I lost. And so then you go right back to the drawing board and get better. Honestly, if one piece of advice off the top of my head is like to try to have a vision. Like, envision the end result, the end goal. No one is going to wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I have to diet. I can't eat this and I can't eat that. And think that's going to be fun. It's never fun. So instead of focusing on the hard stuff and what you have to go through, focus on the end result. Oh, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to look good. I'm going to feel better. So I find like when I'm going to a training session, I don't think about, this is going to be tough. I think about, when I'm done, I'm going to feel really good. That everybody wants to be something great, look great, feel great, be successful. Then, you got to go through the steps. So focus on the end. That's the piece of advice to an athlete or to the everyday person. Figure out for each individual, they have to figure out what makes them tick, what makes them work, how are they feeling inside. I think it's an individual journey. I can't have specific details on what you can or can't do. I just think wake up daily and look for things that are going to make you feel good about what you're doing. And listen, at the end of the day, if you just don't feel good about what you're doing, you should be doing something else. So I'm sure if you're on the right path, you'll find reasons to wake up, not just the end goal.